I'ma always win.
Did you hear that? What's
Season ain't over yet, fellas.
Oh, no way.
Lord have mercy. I'm back and I'm ready to
Watch
finish
the balance,
strong.
man.
Balance. I got moves. Come on.
Anyone here has reason these two should not be joined? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
The Catican is starting.
What's he talking about?
Oh shit, I gotta go.
This holiday, give the gift of comfort.
Whoa, hello, big guy.
Introducing Cuddlin' Craig, the overstuffed body pillow with the warm smile of a friendly balding man and the snuggly softness of a holiday hug. Perfect for couch cuddles, bedtime spoons, or a good old-fashioned hug.
Coming through. Watch the corner. Spaghetti drop. Table 12.
15 seconds, that ties the record. Fast, fresh, fearless. Porcini's Italian, in a flash.
Hey Santa, I finished the naughty list.
This only says JMI.
I know.
Oh, this is, wow.
Welcome, my son. I'm Jesus.
Wow, I can't believe it.
And I'm Peter. We've been waiting for you.
This is incredible.
Hello, I'm St. John.
Oh, yeah. Hey, let's see how the game turns out before we get too friendly, okay?
That's fair.
No.
Okay, Santa, you're approaching Knoxville. You should be there in T-minus 5 minutes.
No sprinkles. We're skipping it. That place is naughty.
Yes.
It's the Catican, baby.
It's the Catican, Kentucky 78, St. John's 66. And I'm going to tell you, Jayden Quaintance brought the thunder. And once again, St. John's is a son of thunder. Fellas, Bible joke. How we feeling?
Oh, really good. Like everything's fixed and everything's going to be okay. I feel very reassured right now.
Yeah. I went to the game with my family. So I brought my 4 kids along to their first Kentucky Wildcats game, and it was a good one to go to. It's scary. It still feels scary with Jalen's shoulder. But we got a ball team that I think can play with anybody whenever we play like we did in the second half. So I think our ceiling is the roof, and the roof is the natty. So I'm back on my bullshit. And yeah, Jayden Quaintance, what a freak.
For the folks at home, Caleb's having internet issues, which is why he blew himself in the photo displayed there. Caleb, how was the environment at the game? Was it mostly blue?
Probably 90% blue. Yeah, it was ridiculous. I don't know who was like in the arena for the second game, unless there was Kentucky fans that stuck around. It was very similar to the Duke game last year in Atlanta. It was very much a Calent experience. I think Jaland Lowe even talked about it in his post game, and that was it was electric. And Mo Diabate is a showman. Every TV timeout, every time he's jawing with whoever, I think he got a technical on that last like dunk.
Yeah,
because he was like, hold this L to whoever it was. and then the loudest cheer of the night was him like just hyping the crowd up as he was getting escorted off the court.
So sick. I love having a bad guy on the team. Just a team that other teams just are like, I hate that guy.
Yeah, he's something else. But yeah, Jaland was. He immediately came out like in the first half, and then left the arena. It's like, oh shit, is his season over? Right? Like I thought, but I guess he was just getting some shots or something. I don't know.
He was playing defense, and he checked in, played a possession of defense, and then he Grandpa Simpson memed himself out of the game. That's the first Simpsons reference tonight that I'll make. But it's like he went for the ball and went nope, and he just grabbed his shoulder and immediately started walking to the back. I don't know if there was a lower point of the season for me than the possessions that followed him going out, because even during the Gonzaga game, we're just getting whooped. You can kind of like justify it in your head, being like, well, Gonzaga's really good, and it is what it is with Lowe, and then we have Jaden coming. But the way it looked in the first half before Jaden came in, that was a tough look. It was not fun basketball. Great defense. They played solid defense pretty much the entire game.
Yeah.
Even in the first couple possessions, I think they got like 3 blocks in the first 2 minutes.
Yeah, Malachi was killing it. Yeah. Yeah, the whole place erupted. That first block, the whole place just erupted because he sent that thing into the stands, and everybody was just like, good defense is still a fun product to watch. So even though the offense was putrid in the first half, but when you have the effort and the defensive highlight reels, it kind of kept the crowd into it. There was no like booing them off the court, right? Nothing like that. Even though the offense looked like middle school.
If that, yeah.
It was bad. But yeah, and then they maintained that same defensive pressure with Jaland coming back, and he just gets to different places on the court that makes it to where it opens up some kind of anything, and it just doesn't happen with Denzel running the point. Yeah.
When JQ first checks in the game and immediately starts contributing on both ends, all of a sudden things started clicking into place where it was like, hey, this has some semblance of a functional basketball team now. And it's very reassuring that it's not like he's going to get less playing time as the season goes forward. You can tell they're trying to ramp him up. I imagine he's probably going to start against Bellereman, but he is an absolute game changer for us. There was points in the game where they just gave him the ball at the 3-point line, and he was able to make a move and just get to the rim. We haven't had in a very long time a guy who you can just give the ball to and say, go get a bucket. And he was doing that for us consistently. And for the guys who you would think you should be able to do that with Lowe and Oweh, now you have someone down there who is going to clean up for them. And our best play right now is throw the ball up there and let JQ go get it and put it back.
Yeah.
And dunk it. Put it on their head.
He looked like, in person especially, he looked like he should be not playing in this league, right? Like it looked like a 19-year-old playing in like a U14 type of league. Even like Zuby, you could tell he was just starstruck. It was, on the offensive side, he would just, it's not like he had to muscle his way, like Mo muscles his way to like some great boards and putbacks. JQ does it effortlessly, and it's every single time that happened. And then he had some blocks. He has this like jab step where he baits the guard into either picking up their dribble or making a pass to the post, but he can get back like 20 feet so fast that he can still just clean it up. And he is something else. I think we're going to end up seeing. Yeah, I mean, it's good for the season and it's great for the program because it's like this is what an all-star can be, right?
Yes.
It's still like the proof of concept for these kids that are like trying to go top 10 in the draft. And then he looked like he was having so much fun. He was bought in, and
between
that's
plays,
great.
he was like checking in with guys and pointing to him and talking to him and giving high fives and everything. It's like this is his first game. We haven't seen this all season from these guys. It looked like they didn't like each other, and then all of a sudden you have him locking in with everyone. You have Lowe doing the Spider-Man stuff, and it looked like for the first time they were having fun as a team.
Yeah, it was very much vintage 2024 Kentucky Wildcat basketball, right? Like that the team just seems very happy. And that was it was awesome to be there.
I don't the way that he was playing, it reminded me because when a shot was missed, it was very easy to flip the switch because you're thinking he'll get it. Like we're gonna get the rebound here. And he reminds me so much of like if Oscar could move.
Yeah. I mean, it's like Bam Adebayo, like
yeah.
But he also it seems like he's got a lot of potential because he hit that midi. That was his first shot. And yeah,
so sick.
There was a lot of Bond haterade shots tonight. Otega kind of like went to that.
First shot of the game, maybe I think that we made was a 8-foot or 12-footer.
Yeah,
4 or 5 times in the game between him and I think Aberdeen and Lowe multiple times while the ball's in the air. I'm going hate that, and it goes in. And still hate the shot though. Got to stick up for Ben. Him and I are in lockstep there.
Yeah, but I don't know because it ended up. We had such good defense that we in the second half, since we had some kind of offensive flow, it's like Cam pulls up those 2 transition threes, and the plays are up again, and Cam also decked. I don't know who it was on St. John's, but he fouled them, and it looked like targeting. Like one of those plays that isn't targeting but gets called targeting just because somebody gets hit too hard. Yeah. Like that's the kind of foul he put on somebody. And he's starting to come into this like physicalness, but it also he hit those threes, and you see that happen, and that's like okay, we have an identity, right? Just beat these MFers up, and you're going to get your shots. And they put up 52 points in the second half against St. John's. That's wild.
There were people online saying like, oh, that's the recipe for this team is they're going to have to win games 54-45. And for us to put up that amount of points in the second half, it was like, look at me now, because we finally got to play Jaland and what is it? I'm getting mixed up with the names. They sound too similar. Jaland and Jaden at the same time. We didn't get that until the second half. And it's something. It's like, oh, look at this. We have a very good basketball team all of a sudden.
And then Otega goes off, right? Like he took over for like a few possessions. And it's because there's gravity other places on the court. And he can exploit that. I don't think that he can be your guy who just like takes over a game by himself, but he can exploit any kind of softening of the defense because JQ's over there just vacuuming up boards and dunking on their heads, just like it looks like a drill.
Before we talk about this game some more and further glaze today's performance, I do want to ask everybody to please like and subscribe to the stream. If you are watching this after the live, please scroll to the bottom and tab over, and please hit hype on it. We're a growing channel and we're nearly at 1,000 subs, and that would be very big for us. And I feel like the Kentucky media in general, we could use more alternative media, because right now it's very samey. And we're trying to do something different from what everybody else is. But back to the game, we talked about JQ. We talked about Lowe, who his 3 at the end of the game to put it away was
he's got a Lamont-ness to him. Yeah,
especially with the shoulder.
Yeah. That's very true. Luckily, it's not his shooting shoulder.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then Mo hit 3, and I was just like, oh no, and then it went in. This seemed like there was a little bit of data collection happening in the first half, right? It's like I don't know if it's just because Jalen's out that they're just trying to find out what works, but the data collectionness of the first half was kind of killing me a little bit. It was like, I might have said it had some choice words for some lineup decisions, specifically of the Harlan, Kentucky variety.
He just didn't 3 minutes a run. Noah did, so that at least he didn't have to bear that lineup for that long.
Yeah, that's crazy that it was only that long, because he had 2 times where he should have shot the 3. Yeah.
The worst data collection of the day, in my opinion, was last possession of the first half, Otega collecting data for 29 seconds and then throwing up a terrible brick to end the half.
That was he got that from the Denzel Aberdeen School of Point Guarding. Yeah. I want to see some more Jasper.
I think I was good on Jasper this game. Although he did hit a 3 that got turned into a 2, so that's always nice to see.
Did it really?
I did want to say just a little bit of, we've been saying it, and people were in the comments on shorts and on videos where we were saying, let's see how the team looks when JQ's in and we actually have our point guard. And then we saw that today, and now everybody's excited. What I want to say is, we told you. We told you. We tried to tell you, and you guys were poo-pooing on us. Now everybody's getting to enjoy in the win, but part of the win for me is also getting to say, you heard it here first on the Catican. Everybody is allowed on the bandwagon, but just remember this for next time when we tell you something and you start laughing at us. Because who's laughing now?
Yeah, because we would have beat St. John's by 30 points if we had that going the whole game.
Would have beat them by more, would have beat North Carolina. I do like our chances against Michigan State. We probably still don't beat Gonzaga. But
Louisville?
I don't know. I feel like Gonzaga, though, we were getting cooked because their bigs were just better than ours. JQ is, I don't know. I mean, he was the most talented person on the court. It was very obvious, and he hasn't played in a game of basketball in over 9 months. And this is his first minutes on this team. And he's 18, 17?
He played 19 minutes, 20 minutes or something, and did not at any point seem like, oh, he needs to get in game shape. He looked immediately ready the entire time.
I would say he looks like he's in better shape than Malachi. Malachi has been gassed. I mean, he's been great, especially like when he's like the very first bit, right? He's a defensive tone setter, I think. But he's a yogger too. He yogs up and down the court. BG had some very European looking offense tonight. That was pretty cool. He ended up playing a pretty good amount and had some flashy plays.
We got 0 European minutes today. I just now realized that. Joey didn't check in.
If he hit threes, he would be playing 20 minutes a game. He just doesn't. So he all his only opportunity is to be a stretch four because Mo is better than him, and BG I think is better than him even at shooting. And he's not gonna not against St. John's or not against an SEC opponent gonna play the five. I don't think. JQ, I don't even know what he was like. There were possessions where he was just like under the rim and the perfect big man, but then there were also possessions where he was just everywhere, and that was throwing St. John's around. Like, I think that him going out and setting screens for Jaland, and then immediately like turn because. You can't. It's like he's like the ultimate contested catch wide receiver, too. He just puts his arm up, and it comes off that like Gortat screen, and the whole defense crashes down.
I'm sorry, Caleb. The chat got very funny all of a sudden. Captain Crash says, "I keep searching the Vatican, but these goons keep popping up." And then is it Alexis that says Raph looks like the nightmare JD Vance?
That's the worst thing I've ever read in my life.
But back to
the game. Eyeshadow.
So we know Yelovich, and we didn't get Cam until very deep into the game. And when he did get in, very much so like the Louisville game, immediate returns on that.
Yes.
People will say, hey, maybe he needs to be starting or you need to be playing him early in the game. We've tried that. I think we bring him in I think maybe we bring him in later and he drops 30.
Yeah. He comes in pissed and is just like a menace on defense. And then he hits those threes. I mean, he took them too. Like that. Trent didn't take his threes. Mark Fox lit him up, and then he didn't play for the rest of the game. And he got cooked on defense. He's just jerky against a good three, right? But who? I guess Colin didn't play as much in the second half, and Cam kind of took his minutes. Is that where the switch up happened?
Yeah, Colin played 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And, interesting enough, Brandon Garrison only with 4 minutes and nothing from Jasper Johnson in the second half as well.
Wait, Brandon Garrison played more than 4 minutes.
4 in the second half.
He was
okay. Yeah. You couldn't take him out.
Could not do that, no.
It would have been malpractice. Yeah, he's a marvel. It's been so long since we've had like that level of talent. And I know this is a historically great freshman class for like the NBA draft. And I still think depending on who picks where, like he's going to end up like tiered up with either the very, very top of like the tier after DeBansto and Peterson and Boozer, or even up with if this is the worst he is, he's going to just have some insane games.
I think he will. I think the future of the season relies heavily on him, Lowe, more specifically his shoulder, and I think Cam Williams.
Yeah.
I think those are the biggest. Well, certainly JQ and Lowe are floor raisers, but the real ceiling raiser on the team, I think, is Cam with his shooting and his flexibility on defense. If we have all of them peaking by March, I kind of like our chances to win the whole thing, because those guys win you games.
I do like our chances to win the SEC. If this team second half of this game shows up, I really don't know who in the SEC we're staying. I mean, we're going to have road games, and the SEC is still better than it historically has been. But yeah, we look so good. tonight.
Last year's team, of course, very reliant on the 3-point shot, and it's fun, and you will just beat the brakes off some teams when you're hot, and you'll even beat teams where you probably had no business being in that game. This year's team, total opposite, can't buy a shot, but this does feel more repeatable and translatable anywhere. Just with we're gonna drive the ball and rebound and play tough defense. This feels like something that you can expect a more consistent performance night after night, especially when in previous years, if you go cold, it's going to be a long night. This year,
it's successful offensive rebounds. Yeah. Successful offensive rebounds just make the game. First off, it's fun to watch because a missed shot and then it turning into a sprint sucks. But JQ is just a vacuum cleaner. But I do think the most psychologically important person for this team is Mo Diabate.
Yep.
He is a showman. Every TV timeout, he's just nuts. He is Kirk Risa if Kirk Risa was really good. Yeah. And he just he's a glue guy. And I always thought that was kind of a made up term, but you watch him in person when you get to see every little thing. Yeah, he is excited to be out there, and it is very infectious.
He's also not our biggest banger, but our best banger. He went up against Zuby today before JQ came in, was able to handle and give back that physicality, something we did not have last year.
Mm-hmm.
So now going forward, we'll have Otega's going to slide down to the third toughest guy on the team, which is a dangerous spot for every other team to have to deal with. And then you have JQ and Mo D coming at them. It's a new type of physicality, and we could see it in the defense already today. Dramatically improved. We're gonna have, if healthy, a pretty good SEC team.
Cam is also very tough, and he's a lanky, long dude, but him just decking that dude, and then just refusing to get pushed around, and also he's got some shit to him with the stare downs, and that is fun to watch. But yeah, Otega also seems to play more physical when the other guys are out there just beating everybody up. Otega had some great stuff going in the second half that they just really couldn't get going in the first half.
His shot was shaky the entire night. He was high volume, kind of low efficiency on it. I think in the second half he went 3 for 8, but he went 5 for 5 from the line. And I think for the day he got most of his shots from he went 8 for 9 from the free throw line. And that was big going down the stretch where he was going back to sort of playing his game of just give him the ball and he goes downhill. Which can be good Otega or bad Otega when he's finishing and getting and ones, or he's kicking back out to the other team's feet with no plan whatsoever. But I think they can get better. Something to grow
also,
on.
The depth tonight, earlier today, showed significantly when we had 7 fouls in the first 3 minutes of the second half. They were already in the bonus. But we just didn't let up on the physicality. I thought, and what you see a lot of times when teams get to that point where every foul is shooting, that they would kind of lay off, and they didn't even a little bit.
Something interesting in the chat here from JT. He says, Lowe's a good kid. I like his character. Hopefully he can get that shoulder fixed in the offseason. We can retain him and come back healthy. And then Captain Crash says Lowe deserves a Purple Heart. I do think the same thing about Lowe, and you see this take going out a lot, especially about this year's team, which is this is why you don't pay them. They don't care. They already got their money. Blah blah blah. Jaland Lowe's freaking arm fell off today, and he runs off the court. It's the third time this season he's injured that shoulder, and he still came back in the second half and played his heart out. So I don't think anybody should be questioning whether Jaland Lowe cares about this team, because he already got his money. He could sit out. He could have already sat out and got another year of eligibility. And
I think he got 2 years of money.
Yeah. And yet he cares enough to go out there and play his heart out. So I think we should just put that take to rest, because it's a bad one, and it's just not true. The evidence points the opposite direction.
He was playing. He was like leading with that shoulder in the second half too. He was jumping into plays with the bad shoulder. He was using that arm to tip the ball out. I was kind of sort of on the fence of, do we want Jaland Lowe back next year? I'm all the way on the Lowe train now for next year.
Yeah, he is an incredible college point guard. And I think, honestly, he might not, because of the shoulder, he might not be taking as many shots. And I think his offense is better when he's not taking shots. Like, he had some great get to the rim type stuff, especially whenever, like, JQ cleared out from the paint. But he was finding dudes all over the place.
Some of it he was passing with the hurt shoulder, and he kind of just threw it across his body, and I was like, "Oh, this guy's in pain."
They are St. John's was specifically targeting that shoulder all night.
It got to the point where I think something good happened in the game, and I think he went to Mo or someone to sort of chest bump him. And he bumped him pretty good. And I was like, man, if he would have hurt his shoulder doing that, I don't know what I'd do. But it's all good. And this is weird. That it's weird that we're not starting Lowe and we let it go 5 minutes and then still proceed to play Lowe starter type minutes. So I don't know what the hang up is, why Pope won't just have him in for the tip off. Even though you're going to play him the same minutes later on in the game. That feels like a weird hang up that we're having, because for the first 5 to 6 minutes of the game, we have to pretend like Denzel Aberdeen is a starting point guard.
That's not good for either one. That makes Denzel look bad in his minutes, and it makes, why are we letting Lowe start cold?
I don't know what it is either. I thought it was happening before because he got in trouble or something.
Oh, forgot about that.
But yeah, I don't know. Because it would be nice to score more than 4 points in like the first 8 minutes of the game.
Yeah. What do you guys think is the optimal starting five for this team? I'll say mine. You guys let me know if you have any different opinions on it. I think it's got to be Lowe, Aberdeen. Ooh, it might not even be Aberdeen. I think it might be Lowe, Oweh, Cam, Mo, JQ.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I would still put Aberdeen at the 2 and then Oweh. Can we do Cam at the 4? If so, that Cam and JQ. Yeah, Cam, JQ. We said that a month ago. That's my dream lineup. Cam at the 4.
I think that allows the offense to run more like Mark Pope offense, because Cam can shoot. I mean, it hasn't really happened yet until today, but I think that people still have to respect the fact that he can pull it up and shoot. But when it comes to like a physical type game, I want Mo out there. And I still want Cam out there, but yeah, I would probably be taking Denzel out.
I love the idea of playing Quaintance, Mo, and Cam at the same time and just beating the hell out of the other teams, just physically overpowering them. Even Oweh, like those are strong dudes.
Yeah. And BG didn't play very much tonight, but he was not a liability. He does perimeter defense very well. And then he had some really good shots that just never went in before with him. Like, I feel like every time he would pull up one of those like 7-foot shots, it was not going in. But today and then last game, both, it feels like he got more coordinated. So I don't know if maybe they gave him some medicine or what, but
give him some Dramamine.
It's yeah, something. But he's looked good. So it's like Malachi is, I don't think, in 35-minute big shape, right? But it is nice because you get 3 fouls in the first half, or you get your 4th foul, and especially in the SEC, to have 3 bigs that can score. Because we need in the offense that we are currently having to run, we got to get paint points. And Malachi is learning to dunk every time, which is nice. BG is actually hitting some of his middies. And then JQ is a monster, absolute monster. I wish he could play 40 minutes a game.
Did you guys remember that? I think it was one of the first plays of the game where Moreno just missed the most money layup you've ever seen in your life.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I think he was too deep under the basket and just had no angle, or he just whiffed. That was bad.
Yeah, it was. And I mean, he had 2 blocks already, and then that kind of just like petered out the the run.
I saw an interesting one here from Captain Crash. Do we play low against Bellereman? I didn't even consider this. That's a good question.
Limited minutes?
Yeah, I would think yes, but I could see them not wanting to chance anything, especially in a game like that.
I feel like you have to establish him as the starter, kind of. But also, if his shoulder pops out against Bellereman, people are going to lose their minds, including me, probably. Like, that's one of those, like, you're up by 40. Why is Patrick Mahomes getting his ACL tore right now? Type of things. And I know it's still like a real game, but that's Bellereman. Let Jasper get some PT.
Yeah.
That'd be a good run. Get Yelovich back in for that one. See what you got there.
Jasper had some good in the second half. He had some good pass to assist with Colin.
He still had a 2-0 assist turnover ratio. So I'm sure he's still leading the team in that category.
Jasper?
It's just everything else. Yeah, I believe.
I don't think Jasper played in the second half, Caleb.
Oh, it must have been in the first half, then yeah. I just feel like he is our only other option for somebody who can dribble the ball.
Yeah, we're gonna need somebody, and I don't think it's Aberdeen or.
I think Aberdeen has he just dribbles the air out of the ball every single time, and it didn't seem to happen. And it only really happens whenever we're playing against a team with good guards. But he just doesn't have the confidence to go find a spot. Well, he doesn't want to turn it over, and it stalls the drive. Jasper doesn't seem to worry too much about it turning it over. He might need to worry a little bit more about turning it over. He does some OTE stuff still. But yeah, I do think Aberdeen is a very good defender and also a very fast, able to get to the rim type dude. And he also is hitting the 3 at a pretty decent rate. He needs to be the 2 guard.
Yeah. I wish we had just anybody else on this team who can distribute it. And it's just Lowe. And when he's not out there, now when they put in Jaden in the beginning of the game, all of a sudden the offense kind of made sense again. And then when they took him out, you could tell they were still riding that high, and then they were playing together again. But without somebody in there with the actual mindset of I'm going to try to get somebody else a basket, the offense just doesn't work. It doesn't even make any sense. It just looks like guys standing around and watching somebody else dribble the basketball. in transition, we do not pass the ball in transition at all. You will have somebody sprinting wide open towards the basket, and Otega Oweh is just like, I got 3 dudes on me. I'm about to poster all 3 of them at the same time. Fortunately, they were calling the fouls, but it was frustrating. Also frustrating. What were we doing on inbounds plays against the press?
So they would look like they had never seen a press ever when St. John's first broke it out. Thankfully, they got better as the game went on. But at first, I was like, how does Mark Pope, a Rick Pitino disciple, not have his team ready to go against a Rick Pitino press? That was shocking to me.
Yeah.
You would think attack it horizontally, maybe send someone on a vertical route, but instead we have a player who stands right by the out of bounds line with somebody between him and the ball and is just like, pass it over him right here. Fortunately, it worked most of the time, but when it didn't, it went very, very poorly because you're giving up an easy basket because they're passing it to the person in between the inbounder and the person receiving the ball. There's no other defender there if you turn it over. It's just a free 2 points, and we weren't moving. I don't know. That was I'm glad we won. Otherwise, we'd really be harping on that point, because if there's one thing you know about Rick Pitino is that he presses on defense.
Yeah. Oh, that same thing happened though. Like in the first half with the offense, there was like one of those BG shots was a terrible pass. Like Aberdeen should not have passed him the ball. It's just lucky that his arms are way longer than the guy who was guarding him, and he like fingertipped it to himself. But they for a team that seems so hesitant to turn the ball over when they're dribbling it, the passing and the inbounding, it seems like they, I don't know, they're taking some risks there, and it's just like, find a different person or move.
They had Trent Noah running the inbounds on the baseline against the press for a point. I'm like, what? I mean, what are we doing? He fixed it immediately the next TV time, break in action. But still, like, come on. That cannot be the guy leading the press break is Trent Noah.
Trent Noah, if he's not going to make a 3 within the first 2 possessions that he's out there, get him off the court.
Shoot it. At least shoot it. Like, he doesn't even shoot it against good teams, which, I mean, that's why they took him out, because he didn't pull it up. And when he had space, it's like, you are out there to get some buckets and give some space for us to run the offense, because you're a traffic cone, and I mean, he hustles, and I can't be mad at him. I'm mad at the coaches who put him in the position, but like, you got to pull up and shoot the 3. I don't know what it is. He does it against bad teams.
Yep. He's got to play a Cameron Mills role, or just don't play him at all.
Yeah.
Or a Mark Krebs role, which is sit on the bench and have a great seat.
Because if he's not providing shooting, like, yes, he hustles. Yes, he has a nose for rebounds. We have other guys who do that too, and they provide more things than just those.
Yeah, Trent knows what he's doing. He runs the offense well. He's in his spots. But okay, great. So what? He's book smart. I need someone who can go out and get a bucket or something.
Well, he's book smart until it comes time to shoot the 3, and then he just like deer in headlights. I mean, there were so many people just yelling when that first time that he didn't shoot it. It just hollering heinous shit. I might have been. I was probably one. Yeah.
And the thing is that he's a Kentucky kid. Like, the fact that Kentucky fans kind of like, I wouldn't say roll their eyes, but we're a little bit like, oh my gosh, when he comes in the game, he's a Kentucky kid and we're not excited to see him play. And that breaks my heart, because I want Trent Noah to be a contributor on the team. He hasn't been, and he's from Eastern Kentucky. I love Eastern Kentucky, but I also
just shoot it. I don't get it. I don't understand. it's psychological. It's tough to shoot threes against good defenders, but he's got to do it.
It's even harder for him to shoot twos in the paint against good defenders. So, like, come on. Go Antoine Walker mode. Just chuck up threes.
And especially when we're just like, we're just scraping the barrel for a three, right? Like that, you can tell that Pope is just like, when he puts them out there, it's just, we want to at least force a little bit of honesty out of the defense so that we can get some space to run the offense. And then he just goes out there and he kind of deer in headlights is it, which is weird because last year, like against Tennessee, right? He looked like, and I don't know. It's just like, what games are he gonna like put on the superhero cape? Against Tennessee, I guess. Yeah, Bellereman, he's gonna be looking like, I don't even know. Reach effort out there. Yeah.
A very sad kitten says, I have it in full screen right now, so I can't bring the chat up. Actually got to exit it out because when I moved, it put a bar right in front of the chat. My apologies. We need to spend this next break before Bama working on passing. Passing seems like one of our weakest points. Like, what was most passed on the first fast break with nobody in the way?
Dude, that was rough. I think everybody, that took the air out of everybody.
It was like a Will Levis throw. It was 100 miles an hour from this far away.
That's the cause for most of our losses so far, is just the turnovers, or why these games are remaining close. And now the turnovers, I would think, are largely part of, we don't have a starting point guard. But yeah, they're going to have to, I would hope that they would work on passing. It seems that whatever they've been working on defense has worked. Yeah. I trust the staff to figure out something on offense. You got to figure out something. We're on Christmas break here. This is the normal time of year where Camp Cal happens. Now you got to figure out something on offense, because it looks like it's getting better. But if we're going to win a national title, like, we have to have some sort of consistent identity rather than what we're seeing right now, which is kind of just hoping for the best.
You'd think it'd come now with everyone back. We're at full strength. Everyone's going to have more defined rotations and roles. So we should get that identity locked in. Especially, I think JQ is the biggest driver of that. His, like Caleb was saying, the gravity he brings to both sides of the ball is just, it changes the dynamic of the team just by him.
Yeah. I mean, he looks like the best player on the court. And I don't know if there's going to be a game that we play from here until the tournament that he is not going to look like the best player on the court. Is there any bigs in the SEC that are even remotely close? Like, Zuby might be the best player that he plays this season.
I'm sure there's somebody we're missing, and somebody's going to be pissed in the comment section.
Yeah, probably. Because, like, Phylon is probably the best player in the SEC, right? And he's a guard, so it's not like that's going to be apples to apples. But
doesn't Florida have a good big?
They have the biggest big, and he sucks.
Oh, yeah,
the 7'8" guy.
Then he's the best. Captain Crash, just echoing the podcast sentiments. JQ and Lowe are the perfect Pope players in terms of personality. I think play style, that just, especially JQ. Pope has never coached somebody that was a true blue chipper the way that he is. And if JQ can keep ramping it up and playing better and better, this could open up some new pipelines for us of, hey, see, we did take a guy and put him into the league. Like, things like that are really big for optics. So happy to see him, because it was just after the Gonzaga game, everybody was down, and you were having stupid narratives like, well, he's probably just going to want to go ahead and just sit out for the year because the team's not winning. It's like, shut up, idiots. Look at me now.
What about what we saw from JQ on the bench being the number one cheerleader? Would ever suggest he was just going to quit on the team? Like, come on.
And then I mean the post game where he brings out the training staff. Did you guys watch that
today?
He was the player to talk, like the first to open up the press conference, and they brought out the training staff to like, these are the guys that got me here, and they all had matching shirts on that looked pretty sick, and I want to buy one.
Class.
And then he talks to the media and just sounds happy to be playing basketball. Personality wise, I think it surprised me whenever I got like deep into the JQ research when we were pursuing him.
Well, careful saying the phrase JQ research on the show, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, it was like he just has the personality type that's just media friendly, and also just very positive. And he is like a big, giant, scary dude, but then also just he's like he's the anti-Tyron Stokes.
That's a no slight to Stokes. Stokes, please join the team.
No, I love that too. Yeah, give me DeMarcus Cousins type of guy as well. But yeah, JQ has this almost Popish type of Andrew Carr type of personality, and it's kind of jarring if you're not expecting it, because he's a monster.
I think he's a weeb too, right? He was in interviews. He's talking about
yeah.
He him and his waifu when he gets back to his dorm for a day.
Is a waifu like a Cuddlin' Craig doll?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. He also, I mean, he's 6'10", right?
I think so. Yeah.
So he's not that big, but he looks like the biggest guy on the court.
He's broad. He's
so broad.
So big.
He's so big. Yeah. I'm. We get to see him play. He'll play against Bellereman. I mean, that's just going to be hilarious. But
being on Bellereman right now and seeing that game, I feel like
he's coming down with the flu right now as we speak to get out of that game.
But then Alabama that's gonna be a fun game, and I'm excited about it because like JQ gets to kind of get into the flow of. I mean, he won't practice since Wednesday, since he crossed half court or whatever.
Yeah. All right, boys. Well, I think that's all I got on the game, unless you guys have anything else.
Oh, I did see Rick Pitino throw a laptop at one of his. That was an open laptop. Like the assistant shows him this like open laptop and like hands it to him, and then he throws it back at him. I don't know what was on that screen, but it pissed him off bad.
It was the KSR Karen Cypher article he was showing Pitino.
Did you see what Pope said? I'm not Pope. What Pitino said after the game, where he was going at the Kentucky media, saying, like, what do you expect from a team where two of their best players have been out? And it was very funny that the people who were reporting the quote are the exact people that Pitino was talking about in that quote.
I will also like to shout out Tyler Thompson. That BG little mini documentary was so good.
She does like a few of those a year where she'll go inside an inside look on a certain player. She did it for Wynn Gabriel a few years ago, and they're always like the best piece of Kentucky reporting all season. She's really good at that.
Yeah, it was incredible, and BG's mom was just great. Like she's like, how did you feel whenever he got benched? It's like, well, you feel bad and you hope that maybe the coach will control their emotions. But then again, it's like, this is your job and you didn't do it. It's so good.
Love the perspective there. We got to get into the player doc game. Zach Toe, reach out. We'll hook you up. Walker Horn, reach out.
I know.
We'll do his hair journey when he gets plugs after graduation.
Well, I'll do it with him. We'll both do it together. We'll go to Turkey.
Okay, Turkey. But all right, well, that was a lot of fun. Everybody, please like the stream at the very least, so we can juice the algorithm and get more eyeballs around here. We do appreciate everybody for watching, and thank you for joining the Catican. For Kale, for Raph, for our sweet baby boy Ben, please check out the JMI video that we did. Ben did great work, and we appreciate
everybody at the extremes on both sides hate it, so it's correct.
Fair and balanced. That's what we are here at the Catican.
Yeah.
For Kale, for Raph, I'm Jared. And go Cats.
Okay.
Go Cats.